From crazy animal encounters to things you don't see every day, here are 25 photos of the craziest situations. Number 25. The Indian haircut. Going to India, you'll certainly come across some amazing sights to behold, but many people might be slightly confused when they go into this barbershop. Typically, you won't find them getting this into it, and he's making sure he's getting a really close cut. Life as a barber can certainly be rough, and you'd be bound to spend hours standing. That can really take a toll on your feet. We're not exactly sure if this is customary, but they both seem rather comfortable. Number 24. Gymtastic. Trying to explain all these situations just doesn't seem possible. But we're sure this guy here knows what he's doing. He's getting an excellent core workout and could probably care less what you think about it. Trying to balance with 4 weight plates and a Swiss ball is only something that the most physically fit person would even contemplate. While it might be normal inside this man's head, it could look quite bizarre to someone else. Number 23. Tropical Getaway. While this woman here in the photo was looking for a tropical getaway to enjoy some vacay, it's starting to look a lot like she might want to get away from this entire situation. Tropical places are great for soaking up the sun, but you gotta remember that you're still in the territory of Mother Nature, which can certainly get crazy sometimes. She made the wrong decision to bring some bananas with her, and instead of attracting some attention from the hunk on the beach, she got noticed by a group of furry monkeys. Number 22. Petting zoo problems. Taking your kids to a petting zoo is a fun way for them to learn about animals and for them to get an up-close personal look at wildlife. This kid is certainly getting a really up-close personal look down the esophagus of this camel. He'll know from experience that these creatures have longer necks and wide mouths which have adapted to survive harsh conditions. Hopefully he can survive this one with just some slimy memories and can grow up to live a normal life. Number 21. ATV situation. This guy has found himself in a situation that will require him to make a split-second decision. While ATVs are a good choice for a vehicle during the zombie apocalypse, he probably is going to regret trying out some new stunts today. How would you handle this one? Do you jump off and hit the ground, or you try to land it with no wheels, but risk it possibly flipping over? Either way, it probably didn't end too well. Number 20. Freeze. Stop or I'll shoot. Unfortunately, alligators don't speak English, so if this cop tells him to not move any closer, it seems like it could result in a bad outcome for the gator. The cop is trying to protect himself by jumping on the trunk of his cruiser and may have to use lethal force once again. Number 19. Unexpected visitor. Many of us enjoy the outdoors, while some poachers choose to exploit it. The lion is ready to give this old chap a fair fight, possibly before he reaches the gun. He should really keep it in mind that lions are kings of the jungle, not crazy middle-aged safari hunters. His head might look quite fancy hung up on a lion's den. Number 18. Batgirl. Although Batman might certainly be a superhero and fights crime, vigilantism is still illegal and Batwoman is not above the law. While Batman was letting her borrow the Batmobile to go pick up some groceries, she went a little bit above the speed limit and is now discussing trying to explain to Gotham City Police that it was just an accident. Number 17. Hamster Wheel. Wouldn't it be interesting if cops patrolled the streets with hamster wheels instead of squad cars? While this situation doesn't have police in it, you still have to wonder what the heck is going on. It almost appears as though they're in San Francisco, which is a city known for its extremely steep hills. If they don't watch where they're going, they'll definitely find themselves spinning out of control. Best just to look the other way. Number 16. Stone cold. Many people love to hit the open road on a motorcycle and feel the fresh air in their face. You might want to avoid doing that if you're about to turn into a human popsicle. Driving in the snow is difficult enough, but it gets even worse when you got a case of frostbite like this. Number 15. Jump your friend. Watch out, there's people jumping each other on suburban streets. Literally jumping each other. Sometimes it can be hard making friends when you're the new kid on the block. So it's easy to see why this kid fell into peer pressure when a new potential buddy asked if he could put a piece of wood on top of him and use him as a ramp. Life can be tough. Number 14. Tongue-tied? What's the matter? Pole's got your tongue? It's going to be a little bit hard for him to answer questions about why he was stupid enough to stick his tongue on a freezing metal pole sometime during winter. Number 13. New guy on the bus. If this was the first thing you saw when you walked onto a bus, would you just walk away? Truth is, though, this is just your average day in Russia. This bear needed to catch a quick bus ride from the Kremlin to the airport and decided to take the bus since he couldn't quite fit in the taxi. No one else even seems fazed by this. Number 12. The Face Plunge. Got something stuck in your nose or teeth and just can't seem to get it out? Just grab the plunger and get to work. The suction should take out the piece of popcorn lodged between your teeth and probably unclog your nose as well. Okay, but seriously, even if there is the slightest chance this thing was used, this stunt would not be worth it at all. For all we know, this was no accident and her face is in serious trouble of getting sucked off. Number 11. Sweet Embrace. Ever wonder what your ex might be up to after she left you and who she might be seeing now? Me neither, but here she is. Many people might judge them for this relationship, but their love is as pure as rain, and nothing you can do can stop them. We're hoping this is just a really good taxidermy job and not a real raccoon. Consider yourself lucky it's over before you got rabies. Number 10. A quick dip. How would you try to handle the situation of a wild giraffe showing up with no swimsuit on in your pool? You might want to think twice about building your home too close to the savannah, or you might get an unwanted skinny dipper stopping by your pool. A big pool of fresh water seems too irresistible for a big giraffe trying to keep cool under the hot African sun. Hopefully he didn't get too much chlorine in his eyes, because that stuff stings. Number 9. Ostrich Run. It's not in every continent that you need to worry about being chased or attacked by giant enormous birds. In Africa, you might have to. This is a place where you need to run as fast as you can to survive. Ostriches are one of the fastest land animals and can reach speeds higher than any bird at about 45 miles per hour. Needless to say, this guy wasn't gonna win the race. Number 8. Roadblock. You probably know you'll be late to work if you came across this situation that happened in Chile. Here we see thousands of sheep blocking the road like they don't even care about you getting to your next destination. What's he supposed to do? Just drive over all of them? Eventually the sheep moved out of the way, but not without them making their stand. Honking the horn might have worked too, but we're sure you'd be slightly confused about how to handle this one. Number 7. Reindeer Walk. Canada has a beautiful, diverse ecosystem, teeming with wildlife in some places. Sometimes it's just easier to roll with the flow and just get a pet reindeer instead of a pet dog or cat. Or is it possible Santa might be dealing with a reindeer thief? This man here decided to give his furry friend a quick stroll through the town on a snowy day while on their way to Tim Hortons. He really deserves a fresh coffee or donut for all this hard work. Number 6. Only in the subway. A lot of people are probably used to coming across some strange things on the subway from time to time, but it's difficult to believe anyone was suspecting this. There appears to be about 5 people dressed up in some type of bird costume. It's unknown whether this was just a coincidence, or maybe just birds of the same feather flocked together. Or was KFC filming a new commercial here, or what? Number 5. Fuel tank tip over. You might have heard of cow tipping, but believe it or not, gas tank tipping is much more dangerous. This fuel tank you see here in Georgia tipped over due to mechanical failure. The tractor truck removed the tanker, leaving the fuel exposed with no clear way to get it back on. We need all the oil we can get, and you better believe efforts were made to save it. The fire department was called for assistance to help out with this one. Number 4. Illuminati Joust. 2 members of the elite cult known as the Illuminati have come to a disagreement about how to take over the world. There's only one way to settle this: tractor joust. On one side, we have a man armed with a flail, and on the other side, a sword. Could this situation get any crazier? Who would you put your money on? Number 3. Alligator Danger. We hope this is just a stunt, or this lady is seriously about to become lunch. If this is all just a crazy stunt, they better feed that alligator till it can't eat anymore, and even then, this just seems risky. You can't really tame an alligator by any means, and this is why we don't keep them as pets. Number 2. Window Smash. I swear, officer, I'm not drunk. This window just came out of nowhere. A lot of people probably remember trying to sneak through their friend's window late at night so their parents wouldn't find out. This car here tried the same thing, and it clearly didn't work. They were trying to park in an inconspicuous location where no one would see their car, and just inside the window seemed like a prime location. Someone needs to exchange their insurance ASAP. And number 1. Bomb defusing. It's not exactly clear what on earth is going on here, why this man chose to use an axe as a hammer and a knife as a chisel on what appears to be some type of tree stump. Or wait, that's not a tree stump. There's too many things that could go wrong here, and some safety equipment could be appreciated.